Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Today is Video Tuesday. My voice is a little croaky because I'm fighting some kind of a little cold. I don't know. I'm sure it's not COVID, but it's like a cough and whatever. So, excuse my voice. But I'm here to make a really cute card today. And so this is a card that we made at my club, one of my clubs this month. And I am in love. In fact, when I looked at the mini catalog, this was the first suite that I was, I have to have. So turn to your mini catalog on pages 22 to 25. It's actually a super suite because it has 2 stamp sets and 2 sets of dies that coordinate. Plus it has the designer series paper. It has the butterflies, has the dots, so it has everything that goes with it. And it is called Perennial Lavender. I should mention that. Perennial Lavender. And as I said, I'm in love with it. I have the whole suite. And today we're going to make a card using that. I'm going to be using another stamp set also, Notes of Nature. That's also in the mini catalog. This stamp set it's kind of like a scrapbooker's dream. It's got all these kind of eclectic stamps in it. And I'm going to be using some of these today to do some collage stamping as a background. And so I'm going to, sorry, I know I'm really croaky, but just try to get past that because I feel fine. I'm just, well, I shouldn't say I feel fine. I feel like 75%. So I just sound bad. So let's get started. Okay, so let's see, make sure that we're in camera. There we go. Okay, so what I have here is I have a piece of Gorgeous Grape cardstock, and I have this 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that. That's our cardstock base. And then because it's dark inside, I do have a piece of white that I'm going to put on the inside. I kind of have a phobia about dark, really dark insides. Oh, I dropped something. Oh, I dropped my designer series paper. Hold on. Oh, okay. And I'm going to be using this piece of designer series paper. This will make your cardstock go a lot further. If you if it's hidden behind other things, just use pieces. So I'm going to show you that today. This is Perennial Lavender, the 12 by 12 designer series paper. Okay, so I have that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp on a piece of white cardstock. And this measures 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. Yes, 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. And so I'm going to be using, I'm not going to use black today. I'm actually going to be using a softer color. I'm going to go with Smoky Slate. And I'm going to use that for all of my collage stamping. So I'm going to ink up this stamp. So this is the first stamp I'm going to use. This is from the Notes of Nature, okay? And as I said, you really can't read it. Well, you can read this on this side. This says Field Notes, but you really can't read all this little stuff, and that's the way the stamps are designed. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that on here, up here. And then I am going to do a few more stamps. I'm going to use this one. It's kind of like a grid from that stamp set also. If you're like me and you see these stamp sets, you're like, oh, I love these stamp sets. This kind of stamps. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp some of these dots just all around. Different ways. Some of them are going to show and some of them won't when I put something on top. Okay? All right. So we have that done. Okay? And now we're going to put that aside. And I'm going to stamp from the Painted Lavender stamp set. This stamp right here. And then this one also. So I'm going to stamp this one in the lighter purple, which is called Highland Heather. And then I'm going to stamp this over it in Gorgeous Grape. Okay? So I have this piece of scrap here. And I have my stamp. Now, this is a photopolymer set. I need to put this away for now. Well, I'm not going to put it away because I'm going to stamp my sentiment, but Okay, so I'm going to stamp this. This is Highland Heather. Okay, and then I'm going to come back with Gorgeous Grape, the darker purple. And I'm going to stamp the, as I told you, the other piece of the lavender. I'm just going to stamp a couple of these on here, maybe 3. And what this is going to do is kind of give it a little dimension. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to cut that out with my cut and emboss. So I have my mini cut and emboss right here. And I'm going to use the die from that bundle that cuts out this. So I'm going to cut this out. Some of this will get cut off. But that's okay. Okay, so I need to cut this down a little bit so it'll fit in my cut and, whoops, in my cut and emboss. Okay. So I think all of these dies will fit in your mini. But, you know, you can't have big cardstock like I had. Okay. All right. So there's my cut image of my lavender. All right, put my dies back. All right, so I'm all done there because I did do a little pre-work. And from those dies, there's also the greenery. So I cut 2 of those. And then also there's this die, which I love. It cuts out 2 of these. And one is smaller than the other. So it actually cuts them both out at the same time. Okay, so I did cut that out in advance also. Okay, so we are ready to assemble. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I'm going to do one other thing. I have this piece cut. And what is this darling little cutout from? This is a pierced die from Stylish Shapes. And Stylish Shapes is, well, the die's not in here. Oh, here it is. So Stylish Shapes is all of these dies that nest. Okay, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 squares, 5 circles, and then you get 4 of the, what are these called? Tags or banners? I think they're called banners. So you actually get 12, 15 it says. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, you get 15 dies. Okay, in the Stylish Shapes dies. These are essential to almost like everything you do. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment from Notes of Nature. Today is all about you. Happy birthday. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that again in the smoky slate. Okay. Clean all these stamps up later. You definitely want to clean your stamps before you put them back in their cases. Okay, just saying. I'm not doing it now, but I will do it, definitely. Okay, so now I have a piece of white cardstock, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I have this little piece of designer series paper that I talked about, and this is actually 2 inches by 3. Okay, and I'm just going to give it a rough cut because some of that cut's going to be hidden. And I'm going to hide this behind this piece. Okay, so it's going to pop out like that. But nobody's going to know that this isn't a big, giant piece, right? I'm just hiding some of this behind. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my white. And I have to kind of decide how much I want at the top of the border. I want probably about like that. And then at the bottom. And, you know, just eyeball it. Nobody's going to measure and make sure that you know, measured it perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to attach this to this. So see that just peeks out? That's a little crooked, I think. Not enough to worry about. Okay, so now we have that. So there's your collage stamping. Now we're going to build onto that. And what I want to do now is just adhere this first. Actually, actually, I think I'm going to put my greenery down first. So I'm going to attach my greenery. And I didn't put adhesive sheets on the back, so I am going to have to use a little glue. And I have my, my little, can't remember, I'm having a brain cramp. It's one thing when you have a cold, your brain kind of, I don't know, misfires. Silicone craft sheet, that's what it's called, that's what it's called. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to put one up here. Put it about right here. Okay. And then I'm going to do the other one. So this glue is perfect for this because it just get little tiny dots. No, there's a lot of new glue out there, guys. I've been seeing it, and in fact, I am a scrapbooker, and I've purchased some of it to do scrapbooking with, but this glue, I mean, I can't see any real huge benefit in that over ours, honestly. Okay, so I have that done. Okay, now I can add this. Put it about right there. And then I'm going to add my, these are cut out of Gorgeous Grape. So it's really going to add a darker purple. I'll put a little glue down here. I'm going to have it stick up because you know how lavender does? It does kind of like sticks everywhere. And that's the, I think that's the beauty of it. There's a place here in St. Louis. Well, actually, it's called, I think it's in Chesterfield, one of the suburbs. It's called Long Row, and it's a lavender field. And I went there with my daughter, and oh, the smell of the lavender. Oh, it's gorgeous. And they have lunch. It's just such a cute place. You can buy soap. I bought some lavender soap. It's just beautiful there. Okay, so now we have that down. Okay, now I could just lay this flat down here, right? But I think I'm going to do that little trick where you actually put some dimensionals in the center. I don't know if you've seen this or not. So I actually want this puffed up pretty high in the center. So I'm actually going to do 2 dimensionals in the center. So I did one, and I'm doing another one. Okay. And then I'm going to put some liquid glue on these ends. Just right here. Now, this is the fun part. You lay it down wherever you want it so it sticks in the center, and then you kind of let the sides curl a little bit, okay, like that. Okay, it doesn't really want to stick. Oh, it did stick pretty good, okay. And everything I do is a little crooked. I don't know why. My head on straight. There we go. And so what happens here is, let me hold this for a second. See, you can see the dimensionals right there, but it's puffed up. And the good thing is that this will mail okay. Okay, so it may squish down a little bit in the mail, but I think as soon as they open it, it'll pop back up. Okay, so now we want to add that to our card base. I don't know, I'm looking at this. I think I need to replace my blade on my, I hardly ever have to replace the blade on my paper trimmer, but it's a little, it's doing some weird stuff. Okay, so this is going to be, this is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's going to be a small border. But look at the border, how the border made it. That definitely made it pop. And then on the inside, I want to put a little something on the inside. And I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to put some more. I didn't clean these, so that in there. And then I might just do yeah, that looks cute. Just a little something on the inside. I'm gonna do another little darker one. There we go. I think that's good. So that's going to be on the inside of the card. So there's a little ink left on those stamps, so I just used it. Why not? Okay. So there's our card today. I don't know what it's called, just like a little pop-up sentiment. I'm just going to call it the pop-up sentiment card. And again, I used Painted Lavender. I used Notes of Nature. And then I used the Perennial Lavender Designer Series paper, very little of it. And I used a light, I like the gray. So the Smoky Slate is, I'm all about it. It's, you know, it's lighter, it's softer. I think it's perfect for this card. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks for watching. My name's Trevis Bossler from St. Louis, Missouri.